I knew 3 officers, and I found out they were selling like green cards. Then there was this one officer, he was actually, believe it or not, very kind to like Latino people, but they hated attorneys. I mean, but this guy ends up in jail later for selling green cards.
I want to officially introduce Elly. He has been a core partner of our firm even before I graduated college. He wrote my letter of rec to get into law school. He wrote my letter of rec to get the certification immigration bar. He has helped us in so many different ways, and I've learned so much from him. And he inspired many of the previous interns here to go to law school. It is remarkable. So many people pass the bar and quit law, but how many people stick to it year after year? And you've been doing it for how long?
25 years.
25 years. You didn't quit. For everyone's reference, it is not an easy task to be an appearance attorney because you have to master almost all family immigration, almost all business immigration, almost all court immigration. As the appearance attorney, he has to know 90% of immigration law. You know USCIS at the LA office, Santa Ana, San Bernardino, because of how he has honed his craft, because of his reputation, because he's known the different officers throughout the different administrations and field offices. Very few people have achieved what you have achieved. We're so thankful that you get to share this experience.
My pleasure.
Are there any discernible difference between the ethnicity of the officer, the age, sexual orientation of the officer, political beliefs of the officer? And when I was thinking back on my experience, it's actually much more about the personality of that particular officer than one generality.
My experience, it's, the idiosyncrasies of the officer that are personal to him or her. I found that some officers, they may have certain political beliefs. So they'll find a way to sort of interject or editorialize something that you have said or something that they believe. So it's a sort of pontificate, if you will, from the chair, their adjudicator's chair. So they might say something that on the surface sounds nostalgic, but is really the officer's way of just saying, this is what I feel about certain things. So it's really indirectly commenting on the political state of affairs to the degree how they feel about it, which may or may not comport with how you feel. That said, the officers that are doing that are actually really nice. I only know 2 officers that actually wake up in the morning and say, I'm gonna mess with people today. I'm gonna find something from under the carpet, only 1 or 2. And so with those ones, I'm already in a pugnacious mindset because I know they're gonna say something that's out of sync with the law or something that's manifest, and I know I may or may not be calling a supervisor. Overwhelmingly, guys, the officers by nature are actually decent people. They're immigrants themselves. They are more likely than not to have had the same experience, and they'll work with you. It's usually almost always a feel-good gig. Not incidentally, or maybe perhaps incidentally, when I first started doing this, I was doing immigration proceedings, and that's when you're in court, and they're about to kick the person out, basically. And the person is telling them, hey, don't kick me out because I have all these equities, I have family here, I've been here for a long time. Please don't kick me out, right? And even the ICE personnel that are your opposing attorneys, they'll try to work with you. I've had a wonderful experience with most officers. Maybe you wouldn't think that, but I did.
In your experience, seeing bad officers specifically.
And thankfully, not many, thankfully.
Not many, right? How do you conduct yourself?
Different things work for different people. My general modus operandi is to be myself, and so I start out as a Buddhist, meaning let the officer do the thing. Give them a lot of rope. But if it starts getting to the point where it's just really adversarial, you just call a supervisor. But let me tell you, a lot of the times we're gonna go in there and we just laugh about and we just have so much fun, and we're gonna talk about everything except the case. I'll give you an example. This officer, every time he sees me, oh my God, they let you in again? How did you sneak in, he tells me. How did you get in? They let you in, oh my God. Then there's another officer, he's really into Star Wars and stuff like that. So one time I came in with somebody who was in a TV thing that had to do with Star Wars or whatever, and so I got introduced him to that. So, he was like a happy little kid. So a lot of the times it's just human to human talk. Yeah, we get the nitty gritty done, but we also have fun. So my job is also a lot of fun. A couple of interesting things that just popped into my mind is that I knew 3 officers. Okay, 2 of them were very sweet, and I found out they were selling like green cards. Oh. Yeah, just like the nicest people in the world. You know, we mess around, you know, we just like joke around all the time, and you find out that they somehow, you know, messed around with the computer and make sure that this was kind of a while ago. Then there was this one officer. He was actually, believe it or not, very kind to like Latino people, like people from Central America and like Mexico, for example, whatever as well. But they hated attorneys. And I'm not just saying that superfluously. He was always deriding attorneys. You know, have this done right. You should do this. Why didn't you do this? You know, sort of kill the messenger. You're just trying to work with what you have, right? And I found that guy ended up in jail because he was giving out green cards. But it just goes back to the personality. I mean, but this guy ends up in jail later for selling green cards.
One of the things that I feel I've learned most from you is your passion for justice. How do you have it? What fuels you?
So first and foremost, it's a function of me having the time to do it, because whatever it is that I do is enough to, you know, like I told you guys earlier, pay for pizza and rent, and necessarily in that order, right? What is it that drives me? What is it that makes me go today and protest 2 hours, and then tomorrow write a letter to faculty about something or against a Senate bill? By the way, guys, that's a lot. It's full-time work. You wake up thinking about things that are wrong, and you sleep with the things that are wrong, you know? Part of what drives me is the actual gravity of the situation, like with what's going on right now in occupied Palestine, doesn't do a grain of justice as to what's really happening on the ground every day.
Nobody has time, you make the time. You know, I mean, you give yourself too much credit to say, oh, you have the luxury. Your grandchildren is like 16 years old. Your life is so busy, but because you're committed to the cause, you make the time to make it happen. And you've been doing it for decades. I think it's just really important to live your life in a way that you're proud of, and you fight to make it happen, and you don't give up, and you keep on doing it. And we see that in you.
My God, I met like lots of young people that are just like so smart and so resourceful and tech savvy. Talking about inspiration, my God. But the real inspiration I get from the people that are like factually younger than me, but boy, they're so smart and savvy and stuff like that, and I just take direction from them.
Yeah, I try to surround myself with young people too.
Thank you for allowing me to share a little bit about myself, and it's not so big knowledge, because a lot of the things that one does almost every day, whatever, just kind of goes under the radar and you don't see about it. It's the, you know, collective work of people day in, day out, making the time to make things happen. So if something good that happens, something good happens because a lot of people got mobilized and said, we're not going to take this injustice, for example. We're going to make things happen, right? Yeah. And you go at it insufferably until you get what you want. Yay.